Now let's move on to the next chapter. Our next chapter is muscle physiology, and the syllabus you have is ultra structure of only skeletal muscle, and then molecular and chemical basis of muscle contraction. So as you can see in the introduction, they are giving us that how many types of muscles are there. So there are total 639 types of muscles in the human body. I'll show you here. So here you can see, and they form half of the body weight. And the origin of the muscles is mesodermal, except for the ciliary and irradial muscles, which are the muscles of the eye, which are ectodermal. Then what are the different characters of the muscles? The main characteristics of the muscles are excitability, conductivity, and contractibility. Now the muscles, they undergo depolarization. You can say, what is the depolarization? As we have already done in the last chapter, this is a local excitation which is under the influence of the nerve impulse. Now when stimulated, it means when the muscle fiber is stimulated by nerve impulse of adequate strength. Why I am saying adequate strength? Because the strength of the stimulus should be equal or more than the you can say threshold stimulus. Okay, so you can say then the wave of depolarization is produced or is conducted, and that is that first of all it begins and then it is conducted along the length of the muscle fiber also, as in the nerve fiber. Now something else about the muscles, they are also called as the engines of the body, and they convert, their main function is to convert the chemical energy which is in the ATPs into the mechanical energy. Okay, and then they have no regeneration. It means muscles cannot be regenerated, and they have no power of division. They do not divide. Now coming to the ultra structure of muscles, I'll tell you. Now regarding the ultra structure of skeletal muscles, now you can say here first of all, what are the skeletal muscle fibers? Let me just show you here. Before that, okay, let me come to this only, which I have in front of me. Now these skeletal muscle fibers, other names, they are also known by you can say striated muscle fibers, voluntary muscle fibers. Now what is their position and where are they located? So if you want to know their position, they are found in the limbs, they are found in the tongue, they are found in the abdominal wall, they are found in the pharynx, in the esophageal beginning of the esophagus. And these muscles, skeletal muscles, they form 80% of the soft tissues, and they form 40% of the whole body weight. And the whole of the, you can say half of the body water is present in the skeletal muscles only. Now what is the structure, what is their structure? I'll just tell you regarding the structure. This is the structure, as you can see in this diagram. This is the striated muscle fiber shown here, and you can see in this diagram, this is the bundle of striated muscle fibers. And let's move on to the you can say the structure. If you want to know the structure, these muscle fibers are if you want to their arrangement, they are arranged in bundles, and these bundles are known by the name fasciculi. And bundle of striated muscle fibers, you can see here, these you can say together, they are held together, means each one muscle, second muscle, third muscle, all of them, a muscle fiber is connected to each other with the help of connective tissue. So there's something which is connecting them, for example like the bricks of the wall. Similarly this also, now each muscle fiber is surrounded by, on outside for example this muscle fiber, this muscle fiber, each of them is surrounded by this dark you can say membrane or a layer, and we call this reticular connective tissue sheath. And the name of this reticular connective tissue sheath is endomysium. Okay, now each bundle of muscle fiber, it means this together whole bundle of muscle fiber is surrounded by another connective tissue sheath. Okay, around them there is another connective tissue sheath, we call it perimysium. and then you can say the whole of the muscle, whole muscle, now coming to the muscle, not fiber, is covered over by another, you can say, sheath, and we call it epimysium. If you want to understand, I'll show you in this diagram. For example, this was a single, you can say, myofibril, which is covered over by, you can say, the first of all, what you can say, first thing I told you, it was the endomysium. So here also you can see this one dark line around each of them is called as the endomysium, and then this whole bundle is covered over by the perimysium. Whereas, let me tell you that if this is the whole muscle, then the whole muscle is surrounded by another connective tissue which is called as the epimysium. And if you want to know, in this diagram you will see the details, you can say, of I'll just show you. This is a single striated muscle fiber. For example, this one, I mean to say this one, okay. So here you can see there is each of them is covered over on the outside by a membrane, and we call this membrane as the sarcolemma. There are present nuclei. The nuclei are multinucleate and they are oval in shape, and they lie on the periphery. And here you can see striations, that's why we call them dark and light bands. And these are and because of this only we call them striated muscle fibers also. Dark lines indicate for dark bands, and this light area indicates for the light bands. So this is a single striated muscle fiber. Okay, I'll just go to little detail here if you want to know. I'll show you in the notes which I have made for you. Here you can see. Now, structure of each muscle. Coming to the structure of each muscle, it is long as I showed you. It is unbranched. It has blunt ends and cylindrical. I have just shown you this one striated muscle fiber. Na? So it has blunt ends, cylindrical. And then you can say the its shape. Such a shape is called as a fusiform shaped. So they are fusiform shaped. Now again, if let's say this is the one end of this muscle is, or you can say at the point of origin, this is the muscle, see, okay. So this one is the muscle. Now this muscle is attached on one end at its origin to a bone, and it is fixed to a bone, and we call it as punctum furcum, okay. And then coming to the other end of the muscle, let's say this end of the muscle, it is movable, it is not fixed. Like one was fixed, this is not fixed, we call it punctum mobile, or it's also called as insertion. Now you can say this is that end which is joined to the bone, which is called as the punctum furcum. Whereas this one, the other end is mobile, we call it punctum mobile. And the thick part, the middle thick part, is the middle thick part of the muscle, and this is called as the belly. Such voluntary muscles are arranged in, you can say, in antagonistic pairs. Now what are antagonistic pairs? Two muscles of pair have opposite actions. It means they have antagonistic, they exist in antagonistic pairs. For example, my biceps of forearm, they are called as the flexor muscles. They move forearm towards the upper arm. Similarly, we have another set, triceps. This is an extensor muscle. This moves forearm away from the upper arm. So antagonistic nature. And then muscle fibers size is 40 mm in length, and their diameter is 40 to 100 μm. So you can say and coming to this, let me show you here. Let's just show you few things here. Yes, a striated muscle fiber is externally covered by sarcolemma. I have just shown you, composed up of, now sarcolemma is composed up of plasma membrane is there, basement membrane is there, there are complex polysaccharides, and along with that reticular connective tissue. And this part I'll just explain you later, okay, before because we are going to do this in detail, Okay, I'm just leaving this part. I'll move to the other things. Now the cytoplasm present or the protoplasm present in the sarcomere or in the functional unit of the muscle fiber, it is called as the sarcoplasm. It has oval shaped mitochondria and it has glycogen granules also. And why all these things are present? Because of the high energy requirements of the muscle. All the time they are in movement, and all the mitochondria of a muscle fiber are collectively called as a sarcosome. And the fibers are multinucleate in nature, and nuclei are spindle shaped, peripheral in position, and lie near the sarcolemma. So here you can see all these things. I think I stop here.